Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You're tuned in to Makeup by Mo, but unfortunately this is not a makeup tutorial. So I have been saying for a while off and on here and there during certain videos that I was going to bring you guys a braiding tutorial. I just haven't been able to get around to it, and this really honestly was last minute. This wasn't even planned out. So I'm just going to walk you through briefly what I'm doing. My niece came to me at the last minute. Closer to bedtime for real. And I decided, let me just record this real quick. Just put something to show, you know. But anyway, she's getting 2 feet in braids. And here I'm just trying to make a part. It's not really straight, it's on a curve. But she didn't want it. She only wanted 2 braids straight to the back. So I put 1 little braid going down the middle, a tiny feeder, and then I did 2 big feeders on the outside. So basically what I did to get her hair to sit in the position for me, I use Murray's edge control. And that basically, it held for a little bit, but again, with coarse hair, everybody's hair texture is different. She has a soft coarse, if that makes sense. So it didn't really hold as well as I expected it, but it held up for a little bit, and you'll see that more so towards the end. Normally when you're doing feeders on coarse hair, normally you would try and straighten the hair first and then get braids in, but you know, to each his own. Everybody's different. Now my feeders, I do them completely different from others, like and to me each way is a different name or a different style for it. Like the Ghana braids is feed in too, but it's fed in differently. Like to me, that's just my opinion of it, because I know how to do all different types of braids, but also too, there's a lot of different names running around for pretty much the same style, the same braid. So, but anyway, this is the tiny one that I'm doing down the center of her head. And like I said, I just use Marie's edge wax to put, you know, for the part to be straight. You want to line your part out with that and then re-part over it so you can get a nice crisp, clean part. But again, everybody's different. So the hair she has, her mother ordered offline. Can't even tell you where she got it from. I believe it was off of Amazon. That's normally where I order my hair from, or I just have a girlfriend pick some hair up from Philly for me, or you know, sometimes I'll make a trip to Pittsburgh, or you know, but enough about that. So I don't really know where she got it from. So, but it is a color, one being a burgundy. I normally braid all the way down to the tip. Depending on the hair, I didn't really like working with this hair because 1, it was pulling at my cuticles, and 2, it was getting tangled. It was tangling up on me, so I had a rough time doing that. So now I'm just waxing her hair again, and I'm using a comb, and I'm gonna try and straighten it out a little bit, and then I go in with the brush and try to get a nice, sleek, smooth, you know, to go with the grip. Again, anybody that attempt to do this, depending on the hair texture, your hair texture or your client hair texture. If you're working with coarse, kinky hair, to get a nice, smooth, sleek, and a nice, you know, run through with the comb or the brush or whatever, you know, utensils you're using, it's best to straighten the hair first, because see, I didn't have time to do that. Like I said, this was a last minute thing. So yeah, I used some holding spray, and this is my first time actually ever doing that. I couldn't find, I usually use my Gots to Be freeze spray, because man, that stuff works wonders on, especially on coarse hair. It's good. I like it. Anything that's Gots to Be, I like it. but I didn't have none on site right here, so I had to use what was available. So I'm like doing little tiny swoops. I'm not the best with edges, with baby hairs and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm not a pro with that. I just go as I see fit. Now, if it was a wig, that's something different. I probably could lay it a little different. And I don't know why it would be so different versus doing on a regular, natural hair versus doing a wig. But I guess, I don't know. It's a big difference though. But just look closely and pay attention to how I do this, because now the big feeders, I'm feeding them in different versus the way I did the tiny feeder, which I find this way to be a lot more simpler. It's an easier method to it. Again, like I know how to do feeders in 3 to 4 different ways, and they all come out looking similar, but you can tell the difference between an overhander and an underhander. And again, I didn't really like this hair. Like I said, it tangled up on me a little bit. And it's supposed to be pre-layered or pre-feathered. But even at it being at pre-layered or feathered or whatever it was, it still wasn't, it was hard to run your fingers through. My cuticles was all bust up. But that's all part of the consequences when it comes to doing hair. Also, too, when you're doing feeders, it depends on the length that your client might want the braid, of how many pieces you want to pull out. And also, some people start out with the same size. So I like my braids to go from small to big, depending on the style in itself. So when you breaking apart the hair, you want to make sure you're chopping it off. If you're going from small to big, or sometimes some people go with braiding, starting to braid off using extension. If you want to start off with a small braid and let it get bigger and thicker as it goes, it's best to start off with the natural hair and then feed your way in. Yeah, that's why they call it feeders. But anyway, that's the final look. Thanks for tuning in.